What's up, everybody? Arrg the Pirate here, and today I'm going to be playing a little support Richter. As always, let's go over the deck. Now I have Auto Health Potion, Fast Travel, Healing Towers, Armor Aura, and lastly Auto Shield for my gems. Now for my cards, I have Lamplighters, Taskmaster, Possessed Sprykin, Brilliant Fortification, Protective Sentry, Veil Stepper, Wicked Repost, Numbing Rogue, Song of the Sentinel, Godmother Vigilant, and the Death Link, the Sacrificial Link, was Siroc's Initiate, whatever. Now, after I recorded this, I figured out, hey, I didn't include Armored Footmen. I must have accidentally clicked it off, guys. The Armored Footmen should be your 12th card, and, you know, yeah, just start out with a 1-point card, whichever one you want. Now, I do have Taskmaster, which freezing the lane, in my opinion, is so important now, especially in the 2v2 lane. You see me shaking my head, you know, like, God, we need to freeze this lane, guys, but I actually asked Murdoch, hey, do you want me to run Taskmaster? And he straight up told me, what is that? So, you know, I was like, okay, I'm not going to run it because you're not going to freeze the lane. And sure enough, we're not freezing the lane. You can see, just by killing that single ranged minion, we completely unfreeze this lane, and now we're in a lot of danger just because, you know, you just got to be a little more patient, guys. You don't want to just force the tower straight from the beginning. You know, you really want to stay back and farm, you know, especially being on the Dawn side. The Dawn side is the white side, in case you didn't know that, or the blue side, or the green side of the map, whatever you want to call it. You know, the side of the map that we're on, or we started on, is the Dawn side. And on that side, you know, you're very unsafe. You've got the river to deal with. There's just a lot of issues that you have to deal with, and, you know, it's just unsafe being there. Now, you know, we go ahead and land a hook on Steel, you know, and you saw me, I was just waiting for him to pop his head out. We go ahead and land a hook on him. You know, hey, we're shooting for 50% hooks this round. So far, we're spot on. But, you know, again, our Murdoch is pushing this lane, guys, and this is an issue. We really can't be pushing this lane. You know, with that river right behind us, it would be very, very easy for the jungler to head over to us. You know, the jungler has two routes that he can really come from. He can come from their side of the jungle, and then he can also come from the river, which is, you know, kind of the neutral jungle. So it's very important on this 2v2 side. If you're on the Dawn side, you know, don't force the lane, guys. Now, if you see me, I'm constantly looking back at the river. You know, I want to make sure we're not going to get ganked, because I know it's coming. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know it's about to happen. So, you know, I'm just keeping my eye on the jungle, trying to keep vision on the enemies. You know, I can see, hey, Crunch is on his way over. You know, Shimby had some vision on him right there on the minimap, if you notice that. You know, I know Crunch is coming. You see me ping and retreat. Hey, we need to get out of there. You know, Crunch was right there. You know, so sure enough, our Murdoch, you know, he backs up a little bit. But that Crunch, you know, he's somewhere. You know, we need to be careful about that. And you can see me, I'm going to continue keeping an eye on the river, just in case, because I might be able to pull Crunch, silence him, and then have Murdoch shotgun him away, and we actually get out safe. You know, if their Crunch is at rank 3, you know, or even rank 2, you know, he's going to have a stun with that, you know, forward Crunch, and it's going to be tough to deal with that, especially with Steel following up and ending up, you know, getting another stun. You know, that's going to be a hard issue for us to deal with, and you can see me, I'm constantly looking back at the river, making sure he's not on his way over. Now, for the next couple of minutes, it's much the same. You know, my Murdoch's pushing the lane, and we're just staying unsafe. You know, as a support, I really don't like this. It is really uncomfortable for me. But the enemy Crunch heads over, and he's actually going in on our Queen. And, you know, we need to punish him for this. You know, he does have green, but hey, who cares about that? Going to go ahead and silence him, get a root on him. You know, we've got a big team collapse, and we severely punish that Crunch for, you know, being in our jungle. And that's what we need, guys. When, you know, the enemy team does something like that, you have to punish them for it. If you allow them to do that, you know, once, twice, you're just giving them huge advantages. By punishing him for showing up in our jungle, you know, that's going to teach him, hey, our jungle's not a safe place. You need to stay out. So hopefully he won't, you know, just continue to invade. Now, this gives me enough points to actually head back, and I'm going to go ahead and throw on Possessed Spritekin. This is going to give me a big advantage, as well as pick up wards. Now, I don't think waiting around for wards is really worth it anymore, guys. If the enemy team ADC or the enemy team support doesn't wait around for wards and you do, your team is at an even more disadvantage than they used to be. Just pick them up the next time you go back to base. And that's exactly what I do here. You know, just keep an eye on that river. You know, as the support, you shouldn't be really focused on the lane anyways. Now, we get an awesome hook onto that, you know, onto that steal. You know, we were able to do some great peel for our ADC right there. And, you know, Steel heads back in, and, you know, we're going to continue to punish him. You know, one thing about Richter is with that little execute area, he can really shred through Steel's armor. You know, and Steel just standing close to him. You know, there goes all that obliterate armor that he's got on, or obliterate, whatever it is. There goes all his, you know, ability armor stacks. And that's awesome. You know, Murdoch's shotgun's going to hit for harder. My hook's going to hit harder. My ultimate's going to hit harder. Everything hits harder. And that's huge. So, you know, I wouldn't say Richter's a counter to Steel, but, you know, in that situation, you know, we did some work. Now, we are kind of sieging this tower a little bit, and, you know, this... You can do this for a little bit, but the key point that, you know, I really want to get done here is I want to force our lane into their tower. This is going to unfreeze this lane. You know, if we can get our minion wave into their tower, this is going to, you know, yeah, it's just going to create that wave push, and our lane's going to reset, which is absolutely huge. That's what we want to happen. Of course, it's going to take a little bit of time, but you can see the enemy team is already pushing our lane back. So we need to, you know, if we do head to base, we need to head back very quickly. Now, both me and Murdoch head back to base. You know, I check, he put on a power card, so, you know, we should be hitting a little bit harder now. And, you know, let's just go ahead and shove this lane. We've got a super minion. Or, you know, we've got a siege minion anyways. And I just hit 5. You know, I've got my ultimate now. I've got a power card. You know, I should have an advantage over the enemy Steel at this point. Let's go ahead and let's push this. Let's make this happen. Maybe we can even get the tower at this point. You know, I'd settle for a kill, but, you know, it is what it is. Now, our Murdoch, you know, he really wants to shove this lane. So, again, you know, you just kind of got to embrace that. What was that pull? What is that? 33% so far? No, hey, I don't miss that ultimate, which is, you know, that works. We're able to silence that Steel, and, you know, unfortunately, Murdoch, you know, he stayed in there, and we end up, you know, he ends up going down. We're gonna go ahead and take out this Steel, though, you know, and that's a big play. You know, taking out Steel is that's significant. And sure enough, our jungle heads over, our Kalari, and she's able to take out Murdoch as well because, you know, he was bloodthirsty and chasing me. You know, with Possessed Spritekin on, guys, at the early stages, it's very hard to kill an enemy. You know, enemy, Richter, or whatever, you know, if you're an ADC and you just don't have a whole lot of damage on at that point, you know, I'm going to heal almost as fast as you're going to put out damage, and that's huge. Now, Bellica is chasing me. You know, I saw her on the map. You can see I'm just kind of running around in circles. We are able to juke her out. And, you know, in the process, I'm actually able to pick up gold buff, which is huge. You know, I got a good gold advantage out of that. You know, kept it out of the enemy's team. And, you know, I was able to ring around the rosy with Bellica. You know, that's always good. Now, Murdoch does go up and, you know, he kind of confronts Bellica, which I don't think is a good choice at the time, and that's how come I was just kind of staying back. You know, I'm hoping by me staying back, he's not comfortable enough to go forward, but, you know, whatever. Now, we get a great hook on Murdoch, and, you know, we delete Murdoch. Getting a pull with Richter, you know, that's going to guarantee you a kill. If you have any kind of follow-up, you know, you're going to get tons and tons of damage on. And that's exactly what we did. Now, Steel's here. You know, we need to get out. Luckily, Murdoch avoided that ultimate. You know, that ultimate would have been bad if he'd have got hit with that. But luckily he was able to avoid that, and we got a little bit of damage on the tower, which now in the 2v2 lanes, that's what it is about, guys. You slowly got to poke the tower, and you'll eventually get it. You'll eventually get it. You just got to poke it a little and back out, and then just continue to kind of do that thing. Get your farm, try to get some kills, things like that. But, you know, is what it is, guys. Now, I want to get out. You can see we've got some presence in mid lane. And I really want to head to mid lane. So I'm just going to, you know, I've pinged retreat a handful of times. We shouldn't be up that far anyways. Hopefully Murdoch gets the hint. I'm leaving him. And sure enough, he does back off. So that's great. I'm going to head over to this mid lane. I really don't want to lose the mid lane. But unfortunately, we're going to. I was trying to get into a situation where I could stun both of them. I just didn't quite get there. And, you know, now Crunch is going in on me. But I'm not worried about Crunch. Now, I missed that pull. I don't know how I missed that pull, but I missed that pull. And, you know, hey, that again, it's unfortunate. We lost that T2 in mid, which, in my opinion, the mid tower is just absolutely huge. But this did give us enough gold to put on Veil Stepper. Now, Veil Stepper Richter is awesome, guys. I don't know if you've played Veil Stepper Richter before, but surprise, baby, he's here. Oh, man, I really miss Blinkter, which I did play Blinkter a couple of times, you know, which is when you put Blink on Richter. I did play that a couple of times. It just doesn't feel as good as it used to. And, you know, I've played it with, I also tried him with Blitz Rush, which Blitz Rush is an awesome card. And it gives you a little bit of boost, and it's a fairly cheap card. I really liked that on Richter as well. But I gotta say, Veil Stepper is by far my favorite. Now, I missed that pull on that Murdoch. He was just out of range. Oh, feels bad, man. And Crunch is on his way over, so, you know, hey, we need to get out of here. Luckily, we had some vision on him, and sure enough, Murdoch's paying attention to the map. He knows, hey, we need to get out. And from here, you know, he's going to go ahead and back. I don't need a back, so I'm just going to kind of stay in lane, make sure our tower stays safe, everything like that. You know, we're 13 and a half minutes in. We're getting far into the match, and we have not had a whole lot of progress on either of our towers, or on the enemy's tower. So hopefully that will change. And guys, this is, in all honesty, this is because we're pushing that lane. We're not getting farm. You guys, we gotta quit pushing lanes. I know you really want to, but we gotta quit doing it. But again, you know, enemy team shows up. I'm able to use that ultimate, and I was hoping that, you know, I would get the tower to start hitting Bellica by, you know, using an ability. It didn't work out the way I wanted to, and we end up losing this tower, which, you know, hey, that's unfortunate. We're definitely losing the tower game. Their two T2s, or their two tier 1s that are still up, are still very, very healthy. And, you know, our T1 that's still up is, you know, it's doing okay, but it's huge. You know, they've got a very big advantage at the moment. Now, I'm retreating when I see Shimby and Crunch. You know, they're getting into an engagement, so I'm definitely going to head over there and make sure we get this kill. I didn't mean to take that kill from Shimby. You know, she used her ultimate. I should have definitely let her have that kill. It was just a reaction to hit it, and, you know, unfortunately, I did take that kill from her, which it would have been very nice to let her have that, but is what it is, guys. Now, you know, we need to make some progress somewhere. You know, getting a Crunch kill at this stage of the game is nice, but if we're not able to capitalize on, you know, getting a kill, we're you know, all we're doing is playing team deathmatch. So we definitely need to capitalize on getting a kill, and sure enough, that's what we're going to do here. Now, our Kalari goes in on Bellica, and, you know, I didn't want to hook her, I didn't want to do anything. I wanted Kalari to get that farm. You know, Kalari definitely needs farm to, you know, really get strong in. So that's, you know, let her get the kills when you can. And as Richter, I don't need farm, you know, and right now I'm 3-on-3. I don't need any more farm. I'm doing great. So sure enough, we eventually down that T1. You know, 15 minutes in, guys, and that's really not that big of a deal. Waiting, you know, spending that much time, you know, it takes a while to down towers sometimes. Just be patient, guys. You'll eventually get it. And the T1s are designed to fall. Don't worry about losing yours. If you're going to die, over your T1, that's a bad call. Letting your T1 fall and then being patient, that's a good call. And sure enough, we were patient with it. As soon as we downed that T2 or that T1, we went over, secured Fang. Now we went from being at a huge disadvantage to being at a huge advantage. So guys, take your time. You'll eventually get it. Now, I go ahead and pick up wards. I definitely want to throw a ward down at Raptor. And, I'm kind of looking around going, hey, what can we make happen? Now, our Murdoch, you see him, he's pushed so far up. I'm going to go ahead, use that Veil Stepper, and then, boom, surprise, I show up. We're able to get a snag onto that Murdoch. We take him out. We dive him even a little bit. Guys, Veil Stepper, Richter. Are you kidding me? Oh, it feels so good landing those hooks. Those, just surprise hooks like that. That's just awesome. Now we end up taking down this T2, and that's huge. And again, we were patient. We were very patient with our T1, and you can see in just 2 minutes, we went from losing the tower game to not only winning the tower game, but winning the, Fangtooth game. Which Fangtooth, right now, our entire team is 3-4 points ahead of the enemy's team, because of that Fangtooth. So that's huge, guys. And just be patient. Don't push your lanes. Be patient, and it'll eventually happen. Now, we head to mid, and we're able to get some damage onto this steel. I dive a little bit. I'm taking some tower hits, but that's okay too. And we're able to end up securing that steel. Bellica is here, so I'm gonna zone for my team. Shimby shows up. I'm trying my best to zone for my team, and really, just keep everybody healthy and safe. Their Murdoch is here as well. He's doing a little bit, but Murdoch. We're not scared of Murdoch now. And we're going to go ahead and go in on this T1. I'm out of mana. I would have tried to follow up with Kalari if I would have any sort of mana, but I'm just completely out of mana. Bellica's drone just zaps mana so good. It's unfortunate, but you can see we've got this pressure. We're just continuing to shove this lane, guys. And that's absolutely huge. Now, I just say, I'm going to die for this tower. If I die, whatever, I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to die for this tower. This allows my team to get out safely. Quang and Crunch, they focused me instead of going after Murdoch or Quang or Shimby or anything like that. They focused me. I was not only able to take out the tower, but, in a sense, peel for my team. And that's absolutely huge. So from here, hey, we died, go back to base, put on another card, and just kind of wait until we go back out there and get some of those sneaky pulls. Now, once I do spawn in, I'm going to go ahead and, let's go check the Raptor pit. If anything, we could at least take Raptor. Our lanes are pushing pretty good. We've got those tier 2s down. We're doing a great job. And with me, Shimby, and Murdoch here, we're putting out some damage. Crunch does show up. Now, I instantly peel off of the Raptor and focus onto Crunch. I hit him with that root. I stunned him, or root, hit him with my Riplash, because I want him off of Fang. My job is to quit hitting Fang and start keeping him from hitting Fang. And sure enough, we're able to secure that second Fang. He very well could have got, one hit might have done it. So, just as soon as you see an enemy show up, if you're that tanky hero, peel off. Because you're not doing damage to Fang anyways. So, and that's absolutely huge. And you see, just that one little effort that it took me, my team secured Fang and turned around and killed Crunch. If I'd have let Crunch take Fang and he'd have died for it, that'd have been a win on his part. So, keeping the team, if you're going in on Fang, don't do the work for them and then let them steal it from you guys. Now, from here, we should not be pushing up that far. You see, Murdoch's running way ahead of me. I don't like pushing up that far. I really don't. Now, one thing I've noticed is the walls, the fog walls, the fog of war, I think they call it, over here on this side, it's goofy. Like you see, I walk through there, and then a little bit later I go invis. So that wall, I don't know if it's that particular one or if it's all of them on this side, but Veil Stepper is currently not working correctly on that side. So, just be careful about it. Now, I do get an ult on, or, I get my Riplash onto Steel, and, I'm diving Murdoch, baby. I'm taking him out. Sure enough, we're able to get that kill. We take down this tier 2, and, we're making some progress, guys. It's only been 7 minutes since we downed that tier 1 on our side. And in that time, we've taken out all 3 of their tier 2s, 1 more of their tier 1s, and we've got Fang twice. And then, now we've got an inhib. That's it, guys. Be patient. Let the enemy team make a mistake and then capitalize on that mistake. Instead of, instead of you engaging or, you trying to force something down their throats, just let them try to push down yours and punish them for it. That's always a better option. You can see I should have got out at that last play. I thought my team was staying in. I did not realize everybody was leaving. And that's that whole ping system, man. It's I hate the ping system. But hey, we gotta let them win one every once in a while, guys. We gotta let them kill us every once in a while. I needed to go back to base anyways, so that's my excuse. But they are making a prime attempt, and my team's able to show up. They do some work on them, and this is going to, I saw that they were going for prime. I'm going to head that way. If they do back the enemy team off, hey, that free prime for us. Sure enough, Quang wraps up prime, and from here, hey, let's push some lanes, guys. We've already got that big presence in that solo lane. That minion wave is going to push naturally, and, that big presence. I'm going to go ahead and, take down this mana zapper. I did take some tower hits, but I'm more worried about being out of mana than being out of, than worrying about that little bit of health that it's going to do. And, we're waiting again, guys. Wait for them to push up. Wait for them to come out and make a mistake, and we will capitalize on that. Now, the rest of the team shows up, and I'm like, okay, we got to get out of here. Our team isn't here. Let's leave. Unfortunately, our Kalari, she stays in, and she ends up being punished severely for that. Steel did use his ult, though, and although his ult's on a pretty short cooldown, it's not an instant cooldown. So, right now we can take advantage of not having that Steel ult, which is a huge team initiator. So, we might be able to make something happen here. Now, you notice I am the frontline hero. I should be in the front of the fight, but I'm staying in the back because there's no reason for us to engage on that. And you see, our Murdoch, he went to engage on that, and he was severely punished. And there was nothing I could do for him. I could go over there and die for him, but there's no reason for me to go and die for him. And, that's just really it. There's no reason for me to be there, and, I'm going to get out. Now, Quang is over in the jungle, and I'm going, he's standing there, and I'm going, okay, we're about to make a play happen. I can see, he's over there being sneaky. If we get a hook and things like that, we'll just absolutely be able to melt people. And right whenever I'm like, okay, I'm going in, he turns and leaves and goes and picks up the green buff. And oh man, which I got absolutely demolished. But I thought Quang was going to be there. And again, that's not having that communication it's a pretty big deal. Playing in a solo queue versus playing with actual humans, on communication it's a big difference. And you can see we're starting to get staggered deaths, which is that's big. We definitely have to be aware of that. Now, their Crunch is running Amplification Engineer, which I think is a terrible build for Crunch. I've played with it a few times, and I think putting on 10 points in Intellect, if you rush it, it's just not worth it. You miss out on so many good cards. And if you wait till later, I think your mid-game suffers because all you've got is these early game cards, and, you got to save up 10,000 gold, which is quite a bit, but, is what it is. Now, I go ahead and I just ult that Quang. I wasn't going to risk him doing anything fancy. Let's just get the kill. I've got a very short cooldown on my ultimate, so, it's not a big deal. And, we're from here, me and Quang are going to push this solo lane, which it doesn't have a inhib on it, so there's really no point in pushing it that far. We kind of do want it to stack up, so, let's not push it just like crazy. Now, our Kallari, she's kind of heading that way, and I see our Murdoch's heading to mid. I'm going to go ahead, head to mid. We end up getting this awesome stun onto, or, awesome hook onto this steel. We're able to silence him, which, guys, if you're playing Richter, silence after you get that hook so the enemy team can't, stun you or run away or, use an ability. That just gives you another second to, just tee off on them. And sure enough, you can see with the power of having our entire team there, we just absolutely destroyed Steel. Now, I am out of mana, unfortunately, and I'm going to head over to Shimby and try to body block, some of these bullets from that Murdoch. But, Shimby, it's Shimby. She doesn't need a whole lot. She's able to take him out pretty quickly. And from here, it's kind of that same old thing. We're going to push this last inhib and hopefully, wrap this match up. And, this was a fun match, guys. We actually got to win this one. And that kind of brings me to my next, or, something I'd like to ask y'all guys. Now, we've still got a couple of good games, or good plays left, and, I'll just kind of talk over them like I normally do. But I just kind of wanted to talk about the current Paragon. I'm finding it very hard to fully win games. And by win games, I mean actually down the core. Sure, we get a lot of surrenders and things like that, or, someone gets a DC, which I don't like posting DC games because that's, it's not fun for anybody. DC games suck. I wish, even if my team's not the one that DC'd, I wish we'd surrender those games because it's just not enjoyable to have the enemy team at a huge disadvantage. I don't really enjoy playing just deathmatch games. It's just not really my thing. But, besides that, I find it very difficult to actually play full-length games where you're getting, you actually get to down the core. And, I've tried my best to never post videos over that. I like playing full-length games so you can see all three stages of the game and, their full glory, I guess. But, again, I'm finding it harder and harder to find these types of games or play these types of matches. So my question is, would y'all mind seeing surrendered games? And, again, I've tried my hardest to never post surrendered games just because I don't enjoy even making the videos over them. I really like winning games, guys. And I don't necessarily consider a surrendered match winning. When you win, that's when you get that prize, not just see the victory screen. So, just let me know, guys. Just leave a comment. Let me know if you're okay with seeing those, because it would make my life a little bit easier. But again, you'd miss out on seeing what that in-game build really is and things like that. But, honestly, sometimes I play 25-minute matches and we're able to down the core as well. So you're not seeing the in-game match in those either. But just definitely let me know, guys. And, just so I have a better idea of what y'all'd like to see. Because really, these videos are for y'all. Well, after we pick up Fang, we're going to actually head down and we end up picking up Prime. We get a great kill on Crunch. He headed over there to try to, counter us, but yeah, he can't counter us, baby. And so we're going to just kind of hang out in mid. We're kind of looking, seeing what we can do. Kallari heads in on Bellica, and I'm hoping, hey, maybe I can get somebody, maybe I can make something happen. Yeah, I'm just a little bit out of range. I started getting poked a little bit, so I dipped down, I'm able to jump down off that edge, and I missed that. Oh, man, I missed that pull. But, hey, no problem. Crunch, or their Steel does ult in, and, hey, that's big, but he ulted in on me. You know, so we end up just ulting them right back, stunning them right back, and we're actually able to take them all out. I walk right into Bellica's bomb because, you know, I like hurting myself. And from here, you know, we've got minions on the tower, or we've got minions on the core. You know, our Kalari's just kind of hanging out because, you know, Kalari can't do a whole lot, which I am, you know, I am kind of baiting because, you know, hey, I'm pushed up. Bellica gets a good chunk of damage on me, and, you know, I've got to be careful. You know, I really need to just kind of hang out, wait for everything to happen. You know, I don't want to just push up entirely too far, but with Prime buff, you know, I'm healing up fairly decently. So we're just kind of buying our time. You know, we've got minions on the core, and with it slowly chipping away, hopefully the minions will end for us. Well, this is going to slowly wrap up this Richter video. You know, I really like Richter support, guys. I think Richter support is a great hero. I know that he's not really classified as a support anymore, but he feels so good as a support. If you can master those hooks, which by no means am I a master, but if you can master those hooks, man, he just feels awesome. And, you know, it's always fun with that Veil Stepper. That's got to be my new favorite combo. Veil Stepper with Richter, man. That's so dirty. Well, that's going to wrap it up. If you have any thoughts about the surrender matches, please let me know, guys. That'd really help me out. And if you did enjoy, show me some love. Leave me a comment. Think about subscribing. Join our Discord if you haven't done it. I'd love to play with y'all. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.